There's a quiet war happening every day, not with weapons, but with words, expressions, and masks. Most people drift through it blind, misreading intentions, mistaking charm for respect, and confusing politeness for virtue. They call it being a good person, but in truth, it's being unarmed. The world doesn't reward innocence, it studies it. Every conversation, every glance, every subtle hesitation. Someone, somewhere, is measuring you. And the man who cannot read people becomes their pawn. He defends himself too late, trusts too soon, and bleeds for the approval of those who never respected him. If you want to walk through life with dignity, with calm authority, you must learn to see beyond faces, to read people strategically, to understand not just what they show, but what they hide. Because human nature is a theater of contradictions. Everyone performing strength while concealing weakness, projecting virtue while concealing motive. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You must understand the minds of others if you are to act rightly, not to judge them, but to stay free from their illusions." In this world, perception is armor. The ability to read people clearly, without emotion, without bias, is what separates the manipulated from the master of himself. This video isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about clarity, about removing the fog, so that when you stand before anyone, a boss, a friend, a lover, or an enemy, you see through them, not into their performance. Because power doesn't come from knowing what to say, it comes from knowing what's real. Here are 5 ways to read people like a Stoic strategist. 1. Watch the contradictions. People reveal more in what they contradict than in what they confess. Words lie, but contradictions, they betray the truth. A man says he's confident, yet he needs everyone to know it. A friend says, "I don't care," but checks your every move. A leader preaches honesty, yet hides his own intentions behind poetic language. These are not coincidences, they are fractures in the mask. Cracks that expose the real structure underneath. Learn to watch for those fractures. The tone that doesn't match the statement, the smile that fades too quickly, the word choice that doesn't fit the context, because contradictions are emotional fingerprints, unique, involuntary, impossible to fake for long. A Stoic doesn't react to contradictions, he observes them. Marcus Aurelius never tried to fix people's behavior. He studied it. He understood that contradiction is the natural result of inner conflict, when someone's desires clash with their values, or when pride tries to conceal fear. There was once a Roman general who could detect betrayal by silence alone. He would ask a question, then stay quiet. If the soldier answered too fast, he knew he was lying. If he hesitated too long, he knew he was hiding something. He didn't need proof. He needed patterns. That's your edge. Patterns over emotions. When you stop taking words at face value, you stop being manipulated by them. Because most people speak to project, not to reveal. The wise man listens, not for what is said, but for what doesn't align. Watch the contradictions. They'll tell you who people really are, long before their actions do. 2. Observe emotional reactions. You can tell a man's truth not by what he says, but by what moves him. Emotions are the purest form of involuntary honesty. They leak before logic can censor them. A flicker of the eyes, a shift in tone, a micro-expression too fast for words to disguise. If you want to read people strategically, stop listening to their explanations. Start watching their reactions. In the ancient courts of Rome, a philosopher once said, "You discover a man as soul when he is caught off guard." He was right. A calm smile hides fear, until you challenge someone's ego. A confident tone holds, until you interrupt their control. Anger, defensiveness, dismissal. These are the cracks in emotional armor. They tell you where power lives, and where insecurity hides. Here's the truth. When you speak truth into someone's weakness, their reaction reveals their attachment. If they rush to justify, they're protecting pride. If they go silent, they're calculating. If they mock, they're deflecting. And if they grow calm, they're dangerous. Marcus Aurelius trained himself not to mirror the emotions of others, because whoever controls your emotional state controls your perception. The Stoic doesn't chase reactions, he studies them. He treats every outburst, every sigh, every forced laugh as psychological data. So, the next time you're in a conversation, let silence do the work. Say little, observe much. Their face, their breath, their timing. It all speaks. Emotional control is not about being cold. It's about being unreadable, while everyone else reveals their soul in real time. Observe their reactions. You'll know their truth before they even understand it themselves. 3. Study what they avoid. People will tell you who they are, not through what they say, but through what they refuse to confront. Silence, evasion, deflection. These are not empty spaces. They are walls built to protect the truth. Every person has a subject that tightens their throat, a wound they cover with laughter, a question they deflect with anger. If you want to understand someone's true nature, watch what they dodge. In the art of strategy, whether in politics, relationships, or power, avoidance is revelation. The Roman general who never spoke of his failures feared them. The friend who never admits envy feels it daily. The man who insists he's so fine is likely drowning in something he can T-name. A Stoic doesn't chase words. He listens for the silence between them. He knows avoidance is a form of confession. When you notice what someone avoids, you glimpse their weakness, their unresolved conflict, their insecurity, their guilt. And once you see it, you can predict their behavior long before they act. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone can show me I am mistaken, I will gladly change. For I seek the truth, not victory." Those who can't face the truth don't seek wisdom. They seek comfort. And that's where the strong separate from the weak. When you engage with someone, ask the questions they never get asked. Observe where the conversation dies, where their composure fractures. That's where the real person begins. Most men spend their lives trying to hide their wounds. The Stoic studies them, not to exploit but to understand. Because when you can see what others avoid, you can see who they truly are. 4. Notice how they treat the powerless. If you want to see the truth of a man, watch how he behaves when he holds power, even a small taste of it. Give him a position, a title, an upper hand. Watch his eyes when he speaks to someone who can't give him anything in return. Does he stay composed, or does he transform into something uglier? That's where the mask falls. Power doesn't corrupt, it reveals. It strips away the performance and exposes the moral structure underneath. The Stoics knew this. They measured virtue not by how a man acted under praise, but how he acted under command. Seneca wrote, "You can tell the character of a man by how he gives orders. It's easy to be kind to equals. It costs nothing to respect those above you, but to show restraint, dignity, and fairness toward those beneath your reach. That is the mark of a disciplined soul. It means you've mastered the most dangerous emotion of all, superiority." Picture this. A man in an expensive suit berates a waiter for a mistake. Another, dressed modestly, quietly helps him fix it without seeking attention. Same situation, different moral gravity. One lives by ego, the other by principle. The way someone treats the powerless is a mirror reflecting how they all treat you when the balance shifts. And it always does. Time has a way of turning tables. The Stoic man understands this cycle. He neither abuses his strength nor worships status. He stays steady, unmoved, grounded in respect. Because he knows, how you treat the powerless is how fate will one day treat you. 5. Read the energy, not the words. Words are the camouflage of the weak. They are easy to shape, easy to weaponize, a soft illusion for those who fear truth. But energy never lies. Every human being emits it, an invisible current that betrays what they truly feel, think, and intend. You felt it before. That subtle chill in a conversation when someone smiles but doesn't mean it. That tightening in your chest when someone says, "I'm fine," but their tone bleeds with resentment. Your instinct picks it up faster than your intellect can explain it. The Stoics taught us to see beyond appearance, to train perception until it cuts through noise. Marcus Aurelius said, "Perceive things as they are, not as they seem, not as they are spoken, as they are." Look closer when people talk. Do their eyes match their tone? Does their body still when their words grow confident, or fidget when they swear they re-calm? Every contradiction between word and energy is a fracture in the mask. To read energy is to train silence. You don't interrupt. You don't react. You observe. Because in that quiet, their soul speaks louder than their mouth ever could. This is what separates the reactive from the powerful, the crowd from the strategist. While others drown in explanations and excuses, you detect the current beneath the surface. And in that awareness, you become unmanipulable. You move through people like a blade through fog, untouched, precise, sovereign. Energy doesn't lie. It never has. And when you learn to read it, the world stops deceiving you. Most people stumble through life blindfolded, speaking without listening, trusting without testing, reacting without perceiving. They're manipulated by tone, by charm, by fear of conflict. But not you. Not anymore. You've seen behind the curtain now. You've learned to watch the contradictions, to see when words and behavior split apart. You've learned to observe emotional reactions, the storms that reveal a person's true nature. You've learned to study what they avoid, because avoidance is a confession. You've learned to notice how they treat the powerless, for that's where the mask collapses. And finally, you've learned to read the energy, not the words, to detect the pulse of truth in the silence between sentences. This is what power looks like, not domination, not arrogance, but perception, the stillness to see clearly when others are blind. The Stoics didn't chase control, they became control. They studied themselves until no external force could distort their reason. That's the path you're on now. Cold, quiet, focused. Every conversation becomes a classroom. Every person, a mirror. Every silence, a test. So here's your challenge. In the next 7 days, don't just listen to people, read them. Every tone, pause, micro-expression. Every contradiction between what's said and what's felt. Don't correct them, don't judge them, just see. Because awareness itself is power, and once you can see, you can never be deceived again. If this hit you, if something in you woke up, stay with this movement. Like, comment what truth you saw in this. And subscribe to Timeless Stoic Mind, where we train the modern warrior to think, act, and see through the chaos. Because in a world built on illusion, perception is your sword. Wield it with silence, and walk like a man who can no longer be fooled.